Okay, I'm on.
Uh-huh.
Well, this is the second course in the tour with Crash Chrisman. I couldn't stand to watch what I did the first through the kitchen and the dining room because I really do take good care of my things, but I was crashing through it. Honest, Ruth. I've had it for 20 years. Now, this is the computer that Dick has. This is what the publisher bought him to write his last book on, and this is the computer, and he had a special Epson printer for his book. And these are his books here. Okay, and this is his last book that he wrote here. I wanted to show you something that had nothing to do with his office. This was from Karen's shower. When her friends gave her a shower in New Jersey, they know that she likes Phil Collins, and this is a picture of him on the cover of Rolling Stones. And her maid of honor made many, many muffins and cakes and things for her shower. And this is a picture made of frosting of Phil Collins, which was on the top of the cake. And I will probably have to throw it out, but she's very artistic, has gone to art school. And that is a picture of Phil Collins. It's kind of cute. It's something that we saved, but I'm going to have to get rid of it. I'll go in the other room. This is. Hey, where's my dirty? Where's my dirty? I've rolled that. Okay, we're going into Karen's room. I guess we'll start with the dollhouse that Dick built her when she was in grade school, I guess it was. And some of this is the little furniture kits that she bought and made these little pieces of furniture. I bought her a whole doll set. There's the father, and here's the mother. Of course, she's doing all the work while the father sits there and rests. And two children, a baby and all. This lifts up the attic, and there's a piece that fits up, slides up and down, that's the front of the house with the shutters and the doors. And this is the Oriental rug that I bought for for $100, but even that was a good deal. $100. Let's see, did you see this? This is a very nice antique. This is about 150 or 60 years old. This is from England. It has inlay. It was very, very dark colored when I got it. It's Dick's mother's cousins, and the back of it just has an old barn board on it, but it's deep drawers and well made, and it has inlay. And when we had it done, inlay here, and when we had it done, it was very black, and they took off all that darkness and grime, and the color is a pecan. It's hard to tell now in the night, but it's a pretty piece, one of my nicer pieces. This is a nice, an old beveled mirror that belonged to Iona's family. And where else? Are we getting something of? Okay, I guess
the background here.
I guess I'll show you Karen's wedding gown here. Get it out. All this stuff hasn't been put away, but it was so pretty. So pretty. This is the way that she had it. It has the little bustle now for dancing, but it was in a long. Maybe I can take it. I don't even know if I can unbutton it. So that's the back of it, and this is the front of it.
Do you want to show the back now?
Do you want to see how it looks when it has a little button here on it? And I don't know if I can get that button off. Oh, here it is. But this was her train. There. And here is her hat. Oh. There's Jill. Now, there's the little hat. It looked pretty perky on her. And
comes up in the back, down.
That was her. Yes. That was.
Turn around and show this back.
There. That was her outfit. She had pearls, my pearls. that she wore. But this has pearls on it here too. There, Jill. Someday.
Yeah.
Okay,
Maybe Jill will get to wear it one day.
and there was a long skirt that went with it that both Carol and I wore. I don't even know where that
It's
is.
in there in the bag, plastic bag.
On the floor.
Right in the back of that one that you just touched. I think.
What is she looking for? I was looking for the little.
Oh, it's in there.
Oh, are you still have that on?
Mhm.
Oh my goodness. Well, this was a hope chest that
Run
belonged
right
to.
up on the bed,
See,
Jill.
it's so dark. I don't know, Carol, if you're going to get a very good picture here.
Now we have all of our suitcases.
Okay, this was the underskirt. This is something that I had for my wedding, and your mom, or Carol, borrowed it. And when Karen wore it, the bridal shop said they don't make them like this anymore with the little bows and the little overskirts of dotted Swiss. And so it's been down the aisle 3 times, and if Jill decides that she wants to wear it, I'm sure that she can.
Or Julie.
Or Julie.
Someday.
This is something that I made, a little quilt that I made. That was Karen's favorite dress. And I made little, in fact, I don't know if Dorsey
And
was-
that dress used to be one day Lisa's.
Yes, it very, it could very well have been something that Lisa had.
I read
And some of these other pieces were curtains and my dress from folks brought me, and Steve's swimming suit down there. But this was a little patchwork that I made. It isn't hand quilted. I mean, it's machine done. There. This hope chest, I have 4 of them. This Karen has one now, and this is one that was Dick's mother's. It's beautiful inside. It's all cedar. You can't see much of it, but I did make a hope chest for Karen. She didn't know what a hope chest was, and I said I hoped she got married and stayed married. But this piece has my mother's grandma or mother or Ellen, her wedding gown, and my wedding gown in it, and now we're going to put Karen's wedding gown, so it'll be 3 generations of wedding gowns in there. I guess we've got it all in this room. This is an interesting thing. This is a Ouija board, and it is made by William Fuld, and that is actually valuable. That Ouija board. I was reading about it in the library.
But we never use it, do we?
Never
Mary?
do. No. No,
That's a
I
cult.
don't have one of those little things. Oh, it would be a game, but I never used it. This. Okay, is it turned off now? No. Better turn it off. Okay, used to be Steve's room. We took out the twin beds and made a den out of it. And so now I call it my North Dakota room, because there's no antiques. This is pure West. I went to a North Dakota get-together here in Connecticut for North Dakota people, and I got that poster. This is a picture that was Mother's and of a pioneer woman. I really loved that picture. I was glad to get it. This is when we went to our Dick's meetings in Montana State University at Bozeman. I got that poster. Those are a couple of pictures that Daddy had that I made, that I framed. This is a
They're
rooster.
Russell.
Yeah, the Charles Russell and Remington. The top one is Remington print. This is a rooster, a rug that Mother and Daddy got down in South America somewhere. And this is one of the farm scenes of a farmhouse and a haystack. That's a Monet print. And you got that? This is an old piece. An old piece was in Dick's room when he was a boy, and it holds a lot, and we seem to hold on to it. I have another poster back here. Fargo Moorhead. So this is my Western room, I call it, and this is a room we sort of relax in too. Carol, you can zoom in on my button collection. Dick's grandmother loved old buttons. Let's see, have we got that? These are some that are even porcelain. and with pictures that, I don't know, can you zoom in on that, Carol? That's so pretty. Can you see those? I don't even know if I can find the ones with the there's lots of others, but down here I have 2 rows of them. White ones, I have them all separated. I have more buttons in here of all kinds and colors. Antique buttons. And here's some more. Blacks. And this is an old Whitman candy box. And those are the brown buttons. Separated them all and brought them out for a while. That is a Rhea rug. I got the kit from Norway, and I made the rug downstairs. I forgot to show you that one. I had so much yarn made over that I made it. I made another, got another backing, and made another rug. And Mother made a lot of this rug. She did a lot of that one with my leftover yarns. Let's see what else. So these are some dolls. There are some dolls. This is a doll that I made. In fact, I made about 6 of these dolls of different. Some of them have blonde hair, some brown. I started making them for Karen's sorority sister. She had to have them, and then everybody else liked them. I made 3 or 4 more for the Alpha Phi sorority. Then I made a Delta Gamma one with her, the little Delta Gamma crest on it. Then I made another one with little Japanese kimono. Where's this? Here's a little pickaninny doll I made. That's folk art. It has buttons that tie it together so you can move its arms and legs. This is a doll that Steve and I made. Well, Karen was just a baby, and this was one of my old skirts. And one afternoon I just decided to cut up the old skirt and make a doll out of it. And he was only, I don't know, 4 years old, but he was kind of watching me make it. That was a Raggedy Ann. And these are 2 Amish dolls in this basket. They have no faces on them because Amish do not believe in mirror images. This is an old Jack-in-the-Box that somebody gave me when I had a display of dolls at the library. And so they gave me this one. I have to patch it up a little bit. It's filled with kind of a sawdust thing, but it's old. That is very old. This one I did not make. It was a bazaar. And so let's see. And then I do home service. I bring library books to an old elderly couple in Niantic, and she made me that little doll. This is one Karen had when she was little. So Julie, would you like to put those back in the basket? And kind of get them all arranged again. They all have to fluff their way in there. And we'll go into...
Is this the other Easter basket?
No, that one I had. These are some of Mother's old yarns. And I had them hooked in here. These are more. This is an old rug I made before I was married. When I was staying with Dick's family. And as you can see, the bottom of it is tattered. So I have to go around and fix that up. But that's all wool. And when I get it fixed up, I might give it to Karen and Glenn because they might like a little rug for their apartment. It's all just fine except the very ends where it ragged.
Stored. 4th bedroom. This is the master bedroom.
Okay. This is, I guess I can start with the quilts here. Now you saw this quilt before. I had it on the hanging out in the hall, but it was hard to show it. And all of this is done by hand. And like I said, Dick's grandfather even did he drew on the little feather stitch. Carol, can you zoom in on that? That feather stitch. Of course, the women are the ones that did the quilting, but all of that done by hand. And they had about 8 quilts for me to choose from when I got married, and that was the one that I chose. Let me get this other. Can I quilt that Dick's mother did? I guess I'll have to find out for sure, but I think it was Dick's mother, and she made this rug to go with it. a little rug. It has, if you zero in on that, it's a Morning Glory rug. And let's see, where else do we go? This is Grandma Tossett's. That would be Staffney, Merritt Staffney, when she came in 1884. The date is on there, and the rose malling is there. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
The rose malling. She brought this when she was 20 years old, approximately, when she came to this country. And my dad brought that. Dad and Mother brought that in their Sprint pickup, so they could bring it to me. I guess because I was named after her. I was born on her birthday.
What are you named?
And Doris, I don't know if you can see it. Can you take that?
Do you want that?
Yeah, there. And this I have full of. This is a down quilt. Some of these others are handmade quilts. Of course, this one was a handmade quilt that Mother had, and I had to clip off the ends where they were torn and put on something else. But I like this one. I mean, this is something you can cuddle up in. And this one, I have displayed some of these quilts at Connecticut College because they wanted to see them at one of their things. Now this is all white, and it's white on white, they call it. This is one of the most valuable ones. And this one I was given when I was first married. I don't know, I guess I can open this up. But it's all white on white, and it's all design, flower design. I don't know if you can even see it, but it's floral and all kinds of designs on that. And this one and the log cabin one, they said, were the most valuable quilts. This was Grandma Tyler's little apron. And there have been a few times when I've hostess did a dinner for 6 people or 8 or something, and I've had this on. And it's all white, except for that little red design on it. And these are some quilts. Now I'll just show you one. This is for a twin bed. These are all Mennonite Amish quilts down from Lancaster. But they are all done by machine. They're not Amish, but they're done Pennsylvania Dutch, I'll put it that way. But they're done by machine. They're not done by hand. Then I have a lot of these little throws like this. These were made of men's suits. Men's suits. It's cut into squares. It's just a little throw. I've got 2 or 3 of those in different colors in here. And I have, this is something cute that I found up in the lake, up at the cottage at the lake. I don't know how long it had been up there. None of us even know where it came from, but it was in the bathroom. Up in the top of the closet, and there were little leaves and pine needles and everything else on it that had come through the roof. And so I took it out and washed it. But it's a little sunflower. I don't know if you can see that there. The sunflower, little girl and boy. It's for a child's
Sunflower bonnet?
yeah, it could be that. For a child's bed. And I don't know how long it had been there. I just found it about 4 years ago.
And it's in good shape.
Yeah, it had to be washed, and because it had these pine needles on it. But even Iona didn't know where it came from either, and how long it had been there. But anyway, let's see. I guess you can picture of me when I was little. And this is an old screen. Not an old screen. This is a screen we got for our anniversary, I guess 10th anniversary from Dick's family. It's all hand carved. And let me see. This is something that I want to show you. Right here. This is Merritt and Ole's wedding certificate. I don't know if you can see it.
Mm-hmm. I've got it.
But it's I had it framed. It was in a scroll, all rolled up in this trunk. Now that is a picture of them when after they'd been married 10 years. I didn't have their newlywed pictures. Now Carol sent me those at this last Christmas that she'd found from Lily in Lillian's trunk. And this is a picture of the farm. And so I did have that made up. So I guess that's all from this corner. This little chair, I don't know if you see that or not. This is an old car. This is hand inlay. Again, it's an old box, wooden box. And then I keep purses and things in it. I think that this was a cigar. This might have been a cigar thing, a cigar box. But I have some old purses and things in there. That's a little sewing basket there that I keep my sewing things in. This one is a little light. There,
Bird cage.
it's a little bird cage.
I think that's antique also.
Oh, I don't know how old, but we've had that for a long time.
This chair.
That chair I had recovered. Dick's family's gonna throw it out, and I said, well, it needs to be recovered, but so I.
A different style. It's
Yeah.
a nice style.
It's been a nice little chair. Okay, do you want to turn it off and then I'll go? This is different family pictures. I don't know if you can tell, if you can zero in on them or not, but this was Mother. That was taken a couple of years before she died. And this was when we were both just 50 years old, so that Dick and I. This was taken up in Canada when the kids were little. I think that was the year Dick's mother died. It's kind of a solemn picture. This is another family picture of us. This is when Dorsey, Wes, and I, when we were little. This is Mother and Marie and Flora and Newton. This is our family picture in Billings when I was growing up, when Carol and I and Dorsey and Wes and Mother and Daddy. So that must have been 1950 or something like that. This is a picture of Mother's family when she was growing up. Her mother and dad, Frank and Amelia Tyler, and various brothers and sisters. This is Mother on this side. This is Daddy's family picture, Ole and Merritt, and their 10 children. And here's Daddy and his twin sister. This is me when I was graduated from high school in Billings. This is when I was little, well, about 3 or 4 years old. And this, if you notice this dress, and the big picture, you saw it over there on the other wall, this is the little doll right here. This is the dress. This is the doll I played with when I was little. This is a little dress we wore when we were little. This is Mother's, it says a T on it for Tyler when she was little, her little locket. I put a little bow in it to look like this picture here. And this doll I did play with when I was growing up. Carol has one similar to it.
And the chair is.
And the chair was something that I bought to set her in.
Oh.
It isn't really old. This, of course, is something that was Mother's, and I washed it up and ironed it and put all my pins on it. There's a lot of little pins. Some of them are little lockets when Karen was little and Dick's mother was little. That locket from there. A lot of these are antique jewelry. This is an antique mirror set that was very well. Dick's dad really loved this little mirror set. This was a little ring set that belonged to Dick's mother's cousin, and it's the wedding set of rings. They're gold, and it says from Miller to Jenny, and it gives the date of their wedding. Can't even remember. And then this is their daughter Helen, her little ring set. But I've always liked that. It has their initials, and I should shine it up again. These little dolls, also part of my doll set. I always thought of this one as me, and this one is Carol. Of course, Carol turned out to be taller than I am, so it probably should be the other way around. This is a little egg that I'm babysitting for Julie. This is a Chinese or Japanese doll that Mother brought. This is another doll that I bought at a doll show. It's a wooden doll, and it always reminds me of Julie. I don't know if you should sit on that, okay? If your feet are dirty. Okay. It's Mother's set of little vanity set. I used to admire this when I was a little girl, and she said, "Well, I'll let you have it someday." And so I'm using it now. It was quite a set for jewelry. This is something that was their music box that Daddy got and Mother got in Switzerland. And when we passed out the various things, this came my way. These little minuets, Mozart and Beethoven, Schubert. It's a little revolves. I don't know if you can see it, can you, Carol? That's such a pretty little tune. This is Uncle Nelson's Bible. He has some of his name written on it, and that was something that belonged to him. These various pictures here, this was my wedding picture, and Dorsey's crown there that I borrowed. This was Stephen and Karen. They were both in Scouts, and Karen went all the way through first class, as did Steve. This was taken in California after we graduated from college, when we were dating, so that would be about 1960. This is Steve when he was little, Karen when she was little. This is Mother's doll. Both Mother and her sister Marie had a doll. Carol has one of the dolls and I have the other. Sometime I'm getting a beautiful little glass cabinet from Iona, and I'm going to put I think I'll put some of these dolls in there. I don't know, can you zero in on these little dolls here? This is an old doll here. I don't know if you can see that. That's probably too close. She has all leather body here, and except the arms. And this is 1854, a Steiner head. It is made out of kind of like a composition. This one also is valuable. I don't know, better turn it off. It's a little doll that belonged to Dick's mother. This is a bisque doll, and she's quite a valuable doll. She has petticoats on, and all kinds of, they even put some booties on her, but she has little teeth. This shows, and this is adorable, this doll. I love her. I had her sitting in the chair. That's one doll. This doll is called the Kaiser Wilhelm doll. It's very infant-like, and it has a long christening gown. And the outside of the gown is very, very austere and plain. Of course, it has a few little holes in it now through the years. But underneath, they have a very fancy little, they didn't want it outside fancy for church, but underneath was a very fancy little petticoat for this doll. And it's all bisque, very breakable. It's unbelievable that these dolls, that one to Grandma, Mother Ellen Tossett's, my mother's, and these of Dick's mother, they didn't throw these dolls around. These are the only dolls they got, and they knew that they would never get any more. So that they've been handed down through the ages. These all have markings on them, can be traced. This is and the date. They're German dolls. But this one is called Ugly. This is in the tray called the Ugly doll, but it is actually the Kaiser Wilhelm doll. This other doll is a little doll that I bought at the doll shows. These dolls they get more expensive all the time, so I don't buy very many. I've got quite a few now anyway. But this is a little doll. Somebody in the library named her Victoria. Let's see, this one here is a doll that I used to play with, and Carol will remember that. She got one just exactly like it. This was the little dress that came with it. Here's a little coat. And we played with those dolls for many, many years. This doll, this one is a little baby Bilo, we call them. Now these are not new dolls. These are reproductions, but they are nicely done, nicely made, carefully made, and I bought them at doll shows. This is a doll that I made in junior high when I was going to school in Billings. In fact, this cloth reminds me of an apron I had to make for home ec. And Mother helped me make this top, and we had to have a wig on it. It's all made of wood. You see, and it's made of balsam wood, and the arms have come off through the ages. But that also is a doll. I was about the 7th grade when I made that. We had to carve it. This is a teddy bear that Dick played with, and he's little. And you'd be surprised, these little teddy bears, old teddy bears, what they go for at doll shows. Some of the dolls like this are about $600-800, or even more. This Steiner that I showed you, this one also is a valuable doll. See, I'm going to put them in a cabinet because they get dusty. This, of course, is a very modern little doll that somebody gave me. And this one is a composition. This is a little doll that was given to me too. And this was what was called a Hollywood doll. I got it in Billings. I earned some money from Mrs. Logan or somebody like that. And I bought a little Hollywood doll at Payless Drugstore in Billings. I was probably in the 6th, 7th grade. This is Karen's doll, and I saved it because you turn something here and it shortens and lengthens the hair. Otherwise, you turn it another way and the hair comes way, way down. She loved that little doll. She played with that a long time. And this one was a doll that was given to me too. She's not valuable, but some of these dolls are just good friends. Dolls that I've either had given to me or whatnot. But these are valuable. These are 2 pictures here of Steve and Karen when they were. Those were taken at the laundromat in Lansford. I think she was about 2 and he was about 5, 6 or something. And I guess that is about it. Let's see, what else? Steve made this little cross, but otherwise I think we've got most of the things that I. These are handmade rugs. I don't know if you saw those. That's it. Oh, remember when Mrs. Balkin gave me that?
When you were a little girl,
Yeah.
I remember that.
Mrs. Dorsey was taking piano lessons from Mrs. Balkin, and I was given this for Christmas. And I didn't have many gifts. That had perfume in it. My God, I was probably 6 years old. I was really proud to get that. Dorsey remembers it. Another thing that was real old, I used to have a little bank, Time to Save, and I would put dimes in there. I've lost the little thing that you drop the dimes in, but boy, when I wish I had those silver dimes now, they were all silver. And that's a little something from long ago. This was Aunt Marie's there. This is a picture of Karen and Glenn at their prom. This is something interesting. You know, they don't do that anymore. Give away these. These were given when we graduated from high school. I graduated in '54. Sigmund's Furniture and Billings gave each person. They don't do that anymore.
Oh, that would be really expensive if they used to do that.
Well, I guess one other thing. This was Daddy's. This is we got in Mexico. Mayan Indians. And there's a little saying in here that sounds like him. It says, here's Otis tossing his picture and some of his cufflinks and all.
His dad's watch, isn't it?
This one wasn't. I've got this for Dick. He's using it now. But there are a lot of things in here that were from Far and all. But I thought this is by the time a man gets old enough to watch his step, he isn't going anywhere. Doesn't that sound like it? And this was this is a nice little thing here. This is a little ruler made of ivory. It's 12 inches.
Isn't that something?
Let's see, how does it go here? 1, 2, yeah, there it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to 12. You don't see those often anymore.
Pray tell, where are your diamonds?
Well, those are put away. I don't have my diamonds out right now. But this is something that I did when I was for my hope chest. Though I was way back again. I didn't actually have a hope chest. I probably had a hope drawer, but I did do some fancy work, and this was one of the things I did. These are toys here. Those are old blocks. We have a lot of old toys downstairs. Our toys have gotten valuable. Now, those are blocks. And
It's, yeah.
that's about it. This is a fracture up there that Dick's father had made for us. It's Pennsylvania Dutch. And it's in German. I love you, Mary. I love you, Richard. And it's our wedding certificate, First Presbyterian Church. And mine it. This is an old ball. I would never put that on the Christmas tree because it would really break, but that's what they used to put on it. So I guess that does it. I don't think I have anything else.
Okay, thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. Come back
It
again.
was enjoyable.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.